Lighthouse keeper Tom Kerr rescued Adelina, the princess of the underwater nation of Atlantis, during a storm. Tom brings Adelina inside his house and tends to her wounds. She gains consciousness a few days later. Adelina was fleeing an arranged marriage in her kingdom. They eventually fall in love and have a son named Askur, who is born with the power to communicate with marine life forms. Adelina is forced to abandon her family and return to Atlantis, entrusting to her loyal advisor 𝐀𝐐𝐿 Atlantis counselor, who was a mentor of Askur when he was young, the mission of training Arthur. Under Foucault's guidance, Arthur becomes a skilled warrior but is rejected by the Atlanteans for being a half-breed and ultimately leaves Atlantis behind. In the present, 1 year after Steppenwolf's invasion, Askur confronts a group of pirates attempting to hijack a Russian naval nuclear submarine. Askur carries the submarine to the surface, kills the pirates and rescues all the sailors, who had locked themselves in the aft compartment. The leader of the pirates, 𝐀𝐐𝐔𝐀𝐌, dies during the confrontation while his son, 𝐊𝐲𝐷, vows revenge upon Askur. Askur defeats 𝐊𝐲𝐷 in battle, impales 𝐀𝐐𝐶 on a pipe and leaves both 𝐀𝐀𝐶 and 𝐊𝐲𝐷 to die when one of 𝐀𝐀𝐶's bullets punctures the submarine's hull. 𝐊𝐲𝐷 begs Askur to help save 𝐀𝐀𝐶, but Askur walks away. 𝐀𝐀𝐶 sacrifices himself by exploding a grenade, to force 𝐊𝐲𝐷 to leave and save himself. 𝐊𝐲𝐷's grandfather was one of the first frogmen in the Navy and served in World War II. He was considered very stealthy and was nicknamed Manta, in honor of his skill. 𝐊𝐲𝐷 later targets Atlantis, with another attack submarine at the behest of 𝐼RM, who seeks to unite the 7 underwater kingdoms to declare war on the surface world out of the belief that humanity polluted the seas. Askur's younger half-brother and Atlantis king, who uses the attack as a pretext to declare war on the surface. Turns out this is why 𝐊𝐲𝐷 and 𝐀𝐀𝐶 were stealing a nuclear submarine, so they could attack Atlantis and give an excuse to 𝐼RM to declare war on the surface dwellers. King 𝗍𝐼R was reluctant to declare war and tells 𝐼RM that the 4 of the 7 ocean kingdoms need to agree for war. 𝗍𝐼R also knows that if the 4 kingdoms agree with 𝐼RM, he will be declared ocean master. King 𝗍𝐼R of Zebel swears allegiance to 𝐼RM's cause, but his daughter 𝗂𝗏 possesses hydrokinetic and telepathic powers that allow her to control her aquatic environment and communicate with other Atlanteans. Who has been betrothed to 𝐼RM, refuses to aid them and journeys to the surface to ask Askur for help, earning his trust by saving Tam from a tidal wave sent by 𝐼RM as a message to the surface dwellers, that the oceans have declared war on them. 𝗂𝗏 tells Askur that the only way to stop the war is for Askur to claim his rightful place on the throne of Atlantis. He is the firstborn of Queen Adelina. Askur reluctantly accompanies 𝗂𝗏 to a rendezvous with Sulca, who urges Askur to find the Trident of Atlan, a magic artifact that once belonged to Atlantis' first ruler, in order to reclaim his rightful place as king. Askur will be able to press his claim to the throne with the trident in his possession. They are ambushed by 𝐼RM's men and 𝗂𝗏 and Sulca escape without having been seen, while Askur is captured. 𝐼RM visits Askur in captivity and announces that Adelina was executed for the crime of having a half-breed son, blaming Askur and the surface for her death. He offers Askur an opportunity to leave forever, but Askur instead challenges him to a duel in a ring of underwater lava. 𝐼RM gains the upper hand and nearly kills Askur before 𝗂𝗏 rescues him. Together, Askur and 𝗂𝗏 journey to the Sahara Desert, where the trident was forged, and unlock a holographic message that leads them to Sicily, Italy, where they retrieve the trident's coordinates. Meanwhile, 𝐼RM provides 𝐊𝐷𝐷 with a prototype Atlantean battlesuit to kill Askur, who imprisons Sulca upon learning of his betrayal, and coerces the remaining kingdoms of Atlantis to pledge their allegiance to him in his campaign against the surface. After modifying 𝐼RM's technology, a fully armored 𝐊𝐲𝐷 rechristens himself as Black Manta and ambushes Askur and 𝗂𝗏 in Sicily, injuring Askur before being thrown off a cliff to his apparent death. 𝗂𝗏 nurses Askur's wounds as they journey to the trident's whereabouts in the middle of the ocean and encourages him to embrace his destiny as a hero. Arriving at their destination, Askur and 𝗂𝗏 are attacked by a legion of amphibious monsters known as the Trench, but manage to fend them off and reach a wormhole that transports them to an uncharted sea located at the center of the earth. There, they are unexpectedly reunited with Queen Adelina, who was sacrificed to the Trench for her crimes but managed to escape and reach the uncharted sea, where she has been stranded ever since. Askur faces 𝐀𝐐𝐼𝐴𝐴𝐴, the mythical leviathan that guards the trident, and voices his determination to protect both Atlantis and the surface, proving his worth and reclaiming the trident, which grants him control over the seven seas. 𝐼𝐴𝐴𝐴 and his allies lead an army against the crustacean forces of the Kingdom of the Brine with the intent of completing 𝐼𝐴𝐴𝐴's surface battle preparations. As 𝐼𝐴𝐴𝐴 declares himself Ocean Master, Askur and Kura, with the assistance of 𝐀𝐐𝐼𝐴𝐴 and the Trench, intervene and lead an army of marine creatures in a battle against him. 𝐼𝐴𝐴𝐴's followers renounce their obedience to him and embrace Askur as the true king upon learning he wields the trident.